Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new career mode series here on FC24 following the completion of the Glory Hunter. I put a poll out the other week saying what team to go through, whether it would be Bayer Leverkusen because it did so well in that one season on the Glory Hunter, go to League One or go to somewhere else. I think it was like a championship side team for like kind of a RGT style series there. One of those will come first, or one of those will come after this one, but first we are stopping here back in Germany to do a full career mode series playthrough with Bayer Leverkusen. They are currently sitting first in the league. They have won the Bundesliga. They are still invincible at the moment. They are scoring 96-minute equalizers and 96-minute winners like it's just nothing. It's kind of insane how much they're scoring so late into the game on a consistent basis, but they're getting the job done, and we are here to also get the job done in the career mode here. Now obviously we are not going to go a perfect invincible run this season or even next season. The aim for this career mode series is to win all 3 trophies, preferably all in one season. So the Champions League, the Bundesliga, and the DFB Pokal. We obviously really can't do that this season because we are in the Europa League, obviously. But we can win the Bundesliga. We can win the DFB Pokal this season. And then obviously next season it will just be Champions League. So that could be the goal. We'll find out whether or not we want to win all 3 of them in one season or just win all 3 of them throughout the entire series as a whole. More importantly, it's the Bundesliga and Champions League. This is your starting 11. Now, obviously, they don't play this formation in real life. They kind of play that diamond-ish formation. I went ahead and changed that. I don't like that. I hate that formation, honestly. So we're going to my traditional 4-2-3-1, where Frimpong, Kosunu, Tar, Grimaldo, Granit Xhaka, Palacios, Tella, Verts, Adley, and Boniface as our key players. And on the bench, we have people like Schick, Hoffman, Andre, Kankape, Kover, Stansonich on loan from Bayern, Holzek, Iglesias on loan. We probably won't use Iglesias, to be honest. We have a couple youngster in Mbama and Manomai. We also are playing on we're playing on the same game, but we're playing with a different mod. It's like a realism mod, not the ones that most people use. This is a different one because by the time I'm recording this, the video, that other mod that everybody's using is not out, so we can't use that one. So we kind of got to use a different one. So it actually make people's values a lot more worth, a lot more what they kind of are in real life. So let's take Gorgel Corbell here, who I actually am interested in bringing in to replace Hiradeki at some point. But with the mod, he's going to cost 239 million. So you have things like that. That's kind of insane. You have somebody like Nwaria, who we might bring into Arsenal. His value is about the same, to be honest. For these guys, like the young guys are pretty much the same right now, like those two at least. But some guys are expensive, like Coleman. His market value is 47. They want 120. A market value for Sadio Mane, 35 million. You could probably get him for 35 million if you want to buy him on the regular vanilla game. And then Xabi, who is a 20-year-old, 29 million market value. They want 98 to 78 million with this mod, and the release clause is 56. Talking about money, how much money do we have? We have 62 million. And it was actually a little bit more, but we had to spend some money on some scouts. Also, this youth scouts are 10 times more expensive. This guy cost 10 mil to bring him in. This guy was obviously free because he's here at the beginning. This guy cost 10 mil. This guy cost 2.5 mil or something like that. 3.5, 4.5, something like that. So the youth scouts are a lot more expensive. I think the youth players are just a tiny bit better than the base game. So that'll be interesting to see, especially on a second channel, which is probably already going on. But looking at this team, what I want to do with it, I want to bring in new wingers, honestly. I know they just bought in Tella, but I don't really like Tella in this game. I've used him in personal saves, and honestly, he is just terrible. And then Adley, he is, I can just tell, not going to be good enough. Just looking at him, looking at his stats, he's just not going to be good enough. He does have good agility and good acceleration, but his sprint speed, his stamina, his aggression, his attack positioning, his vision, it's just honestly not good. His finishing is not good. What's his crossing? Because he is on a wing. What's his crossing? Is a crossing on here? I don't even know. I can't really see his crossing unless I'm blind. Crossing is 66, yeah, so no. Do we have anybody on the bench that can actually play left wing? We have somebody like Holzek, which I might train up to be a cam-ish. So we are going to look to bring there. We're also going to look to bring some money in because we're going to need some money to bring in some players there. And we'll get to some business. I'm not going to rechange this team too much because at least in the first window. I really want to kind of wait to the January transfer window. So we'll see what happens there. Also, a downside to this mod is that fact that although players are more expensive to bring them in, this is broken here. So where it says the fair offer with like the board, the game thinks they should offer, it's always so much less than his value and 0. So if we go to delegate, it's going to be 0 to 33 million, which is actually kind of insane. But we are not interested in selling Jonathan Tah quite yet, so he's going to stay at the club anyway. First player that we are going to bring in is a youngster in Rooney Bargi, the right winger, 17. Is he 17 or 18 years old? One of the two, but he's very young. He's a very high looked at prospect. I know teams like Arsenal. I know teams. Oh, also, by the way, we got Xabi Alonso as a manager. If you want to know how to do that, check my TikTok or check this channel here if it's not out, but it's more than likely going to be out on my TikTok first. The kind of just description how to do it, it's a little bit, I could do it a little bit better, and when I do the tutorial I probably will do it a little bit better. But Rooney Bargi, a hot prospect in world football at the moment, and he's going to come in for 4.3 million, and he will be a backup slash fighting for a starting 11 spot for Tella. And we are going to go ahead and say goodbye to our first player. I think this one is just a loan deal. And Adley actually going out on loan. No, it's not. It's Milan Amor going out for Alarcon. We sold him for 1 million. I believe Adley is also going to be in this. Yes, he got loaned out to Leeds United for 2 years. So not really putting my pants to loan him out, but he is loaned out, which means kind of forces me to actually bring in the left midfielder, which is perfect as well. Now, the second player we want to bring in is somebody that we just loaned a player out to. We are going over to England into the Championship Division for Leeds United to bring in that man right there, Somerville. We have just agreed on a 20.6 million value transfer offer. Some fee you can see there is taking out a decent chunk out of that budget. He wants a rotation, which honestly is surprising because he's going to be starting. So I don't know really what's going on there. He wants 51K per week, which is a little bit cheaper than his Leeds United. So we'll actually go ahead and accept that. I believe wages are supposed to be balanced as well, which I'm not quite too sure if it is. I kind of want to test it. 'Cause I think if you buy Mbappe, which you probably won't be ever to do, you buy Mbappe. I think his wages, you're paying up to 2 mil, 3 mil per week, which is actually kind of insane. But Somerville, welcome to the club. You'll be our starting left mid here at Bayer Leverkusen. And Gustavo Puerta has been sold for 6 million to Sounders. That must have been a release clause. I think it had to be a release clause because I don't remember accepting that at all. And our first big selling of the season is selling a center defensive mid that I did play a game with. I did test this team out to play a game with them. And honestly, Andrik is just terrible. So he's gone. He's over to Manchester United for 35.8 million. So that money that Somerville just got sold for or bought for, instantly back in the budget plus some. So welcome to Man United for Mr. Andrik. Goodbye from here. And we'll go ahead and loan out a young prospect in Adam Horjek. He has been loaned out to Galatasaray right now. I think all these base deals are 2-year deals with this mod, which I'm kind of just accepting, but they more than likely will only be 1 year. I'll probably recall him at the beginning of next season, especially, I guess, Horjek, because I just want him at Horjek. I mean, I want Horjek. I want to use him. The first scout report of the season, and I said they might be juiced, and looking at just the base overalls, they are absolutely not juiced at all. Maybe slightly a little bit because I am getting better results there than what I normally would get, but then we get somebody like this. And actually, this is, maybe they just added more players to the scout report because this is actually quite a decent amount of players here. And there is a couple of players that are a little bit juiced, like this guy, Baptiste Clerc, 50 51 or 53 to 71 overall, 68 to 92 potential. We are going to go ahead and bring him in and look at him. Now, obviously, this is not going to be a long-ish career mode series, so youth players might not play too much of effect. So we're really only going to be looking at the hot prospects, like somebody that maybe is over a million, like this guy Jens Mueller. Honestly, we'll bring him in, but unlikely to actually make an appearance. 2 million for Kevin Fischer. So looking like the Germans are bringing in some of the big guns here, and they are definitely bringing in some of the big guns, because look at this guy Simon Warch, but his overall is decent, but his potential is terrible. So we say goodbye to him. It's not worth going through that pain at all. And we are going to go ahead and go look at this guy. Let's go and see these guys. We also had a couple on here. Well, yeah, we definitely had a couple on here that is from the very beginning. So like a Netherlands, no. Netherlands, oh, maybe actually this guy. Peters, maybe. Well, no. Peters, no. Scotland, definitely not. Czech Republic's definitely not. Germany, Morocco, and French. So these three guys, we have 2 left backs and a center mid. It's time for the first game of the season, and it's against RB Leipzig. Let's go ahead and look at their starting 11. Martin, Openda, Olmo, Castillo Jr., Xavi, Ram, Klussmann, Golaski, Orban, and Henriks as their right back on the bench. They have Simicon, they have Sesko, Eduardo, Blaswich, Campbell, Lenz, and then that Baumgartner guy. Let's go ahead and get to the first game of the season. It's a home game here at the Bay Arena. Let's get into it. And here we go. Boniface gets to start. Palacios, Somerville's first look at the club. We have Rooney Bargi on the bench. Jonathan Tah gets a nod over. Who is it? Is it Tar and Kosanu? Frimpong, one of the key players in the season. One of the key players to probably be leaving at the end of the season in the summer window, as Wirtz looks to find Somerville. Somerville now down to Grimaldo. Grimaldo touch, cross in for Boniface. It'll come off Golowski into the back of the net. And, of course, he scores the first goal of the save. It's 1-0 for Bayer Leverkusen. Look at this cross from Grimaldo. Crosses in beautifully to Boniface. Gets his head to it. Keeper got his hand to it, but it's not enough to keep it out to the back of the net. And it's 1-0. Within the first 15 minutes here. Honestly. Frimpong will lose the ball. Openda now will look to capitalize. It's Kosanu trying to make up for it. And here comes Openda. He's still with the ball. Openda gets a shot off here. Decky with the save. First save of the game for him. First game of the season for him as well. It's going to be the first corner of the game for RB Leipzig. It's Schlager to put it in. It's Teller to head it away, but he heads it in the box. Xhaka couldn't clear it. Xavi missed his chance, and it's going to be out for a goal kick after a long-range shot from Claw. Frimpong over the top to Teller. Teller touch inside, and then he'll just play into space for Boniface to run along too. And Boniface should have went far post. He tried to be sneaky and go near post. He'll get a corner out of it at least. And Wirtz will put it into the box. It's Palacios to possibly head it. No. It's Todd to put it back in towards Boniface's path. He'll head it. Golaski will save, and it'll be out for another corner. And we'll take it short this time. Wirtz into Palacios. Back to Wirtz. Now Tella. Tella will cross it in. It's actually not that great of a cross, but it'll fall to a striker nonetheless. And we'll look to recycle it a little bit, and except for the fact we'll lose it, and we'll gain it back. Frimpong, Tella, Wirtz onto his left foot. Wirtz gets tackled, and Wirtz will get the foul. Now, I believe Grimaldo is a free kick specialist in this team. Grimaldo, Xhaka, Wirtz. It's going to go to Grimaldo, obviously. And we are going to try and put this into the back of the net here with Grimaldo. I think I put way too much power on that. But Grimaldo is exactly the right amount of power. He'll find the back of the net, and it's 2-0 for Bayer Leverkusen. And we're off to a bright start here against RB Leipzig, one of the key teams in the league that could challenge us for the league title. Obviously, us, Bayern, Dortmund, and RB Leipzig, the top 4. But that's a beautiful free kick into the back of net. Keeper did not able to get there. And it's 2-0 for the boys. And we're not even in halftime yet. And here we go. Second half here against RB Leipzig. We're up 2-0. A Gramado, beautiful free kick. A beautiful header from Boniface. And a couple of scares from RB Leipzig, to say the least. Somerville now will hold it up. He's going to wait for Gramado to make the run. Try to find Gramado. Except for the fact he found Xavi, but he'll find Gramado. And now Boniface is in behind here. Boniface on his left foot, far post, and Boniface will have his second of the game. It's 3-0 for Bayer Leverkusen. Now this realism side is actually supposed to make it harder. And on my personal save that I started the other day to actually test it even more, it is a lot harder. So right now I'm not too sure what's happening. This just comes down to me being better than the computer. And this team being better than RB Leipzig's. Although it is Klosterman, I am half interested in bringing him in. Half interested. And that is game over. Game number 1 of the season. It's a comfortable 3-0 win here against RB Leipzig. A good title challenging battle very, very early into the season. But we'll have to take that, gain us some confidence going to the next couple of stints until we play another top team. Next game of the season here, we are going to go ahead and play against Mönchengladbach at the Borussia Park. It's an away game. It's an unchanged 11, except for the fact we are going to take out Kosanu for Tap Soba. And that's the only change we'll make there. Other than that, actually, should we? Yeah, let's go and start Rooney Bargi. Let's go and start Rooney Bargi. Tap Soba will get his first start of the season. And we are going to have to really look for a new goalkeeper for Hiradeki because he's 33, 34 years old. He's only going to go down. He has, honestly, I would say half a season, to be completely honest. So we'll have to see something, what happens with that. But first, let's go and get through this game. Somerville, down to Wirtz. Wirtz into Boniface, who had a brace last game, I should say. And he's going to start this game in the 6th minute again with the first goal of the game. It's 1-0 here against Gladbach. And we are up 1-0 thanks to Boniface. Beautiful finish, beautiful curler around the goalkeeper. Want to double lead, but I don't want to go into halftime level, and that is exactly what will happen. Crossback post, Frimpong will head it away, Bargi will perm it away, and that will be halftime. A 1-0 lead going to the break, thanks to early effort from Boniface to give us that lead at the break. He has 3 goals in his last 2 games. Go over to Frim into Gramado. And Gramado will just move back to his side of the field. And Gramado now, it's still Gramado across the face of the net. The keeper got a toe to it. I believe that was Palacios there for an easy tap in. And it won't come. We'll have to recycle again. It's Wirtz, Somerville, Boniface. No, Wirtz though, yes. And Florian Wirtz to Rooney Bargi. And Rooney Bargi shot blocked by defender. I think that might have got saved anyway. Wirtz now into the box. Tap Soba! Come off the defender back post. Granit Xhaka gets a touch to it and he'll go out for a goal kick. How have we not scored a second here? Our next game is against Darmstadt. Laba. Reitz. He'll switch the field over to Hack. It's Frimpong to defend. A cross comes in and Palacios will deal with it. He'll find Rooney Bargi. And Ruji Barney now into the path for Boniface, and Boniface will have it. And it's Boniface versus Itaku, and it's Boniface versus multiple defenders now. And he'll find Florian Wirtz, and Florian Wirtz, first time finish, will find the back of the net. It's a great finish from Florian Wirtz. And we double our lead, and that will more than likely end the game there as well. A 2-0 lead this late into the game. I don't see myself dropping 2 goals. It's a great finish by Florian Wirtz. Bargi's going to go on to the left, tell it to the right. Hoffman on for Wirtz, I should say. Schick on for Boniface. And Henkiape on for Tapsoba? Or for Ta? For Tapsoba and just onto the left-hand side, yep. Xhaka Hoffman, Patrick, into Palacios. Palacios isn't behind. Their defense has opened up a lot since that second goal, and we'll be able to quickly find the third in what was a tight contest for 80 minutes or so. It's now a 3-0 lead for Bayer Leverkusen. Kavakana, Laba, they're looking for a consolation goal. We don't really want to give it to them, but we might not have no choice as he'll bust into the back of the net. Neuhaus will get a consolation goal. Thank the Lord we scored in the 80th minute there, and thank the Lord we scored in the 86th minute as well. A 3-1 win on the day. 3 goals, 3 more points into the bag. It's actually not, it wasn't a bad goal by Neuhaus as well, but that won't be enough. It'll just be a consolation. It'll just be a little bit of a stat boost for him. And we go ahead and win 3-1, and we remain perfect after the first 2 games of the season. Oh, also, as this is going on deadline day, instead of it being 10 hours that you have on this mod, you have 24 hours, so you have 24 time skips. But I don't think you really need it. I mean, it kind of makes sense for it to be 24 hours, I guess, a little bit. But also 10 hours is perfectly long enough as well. Most of the time. Sometimes it's not, but most of the time it is. But no transfer business for us on deadline day. Somerville was the last signing we make. We have Somerville. This is the team, the starting 11. This is our best starting 11 at the moment, and honestly it's doing great things so far. We are 2-0 in our first 2 games alongside Borussia Dortmund, Union Berlin, and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich has scored 8 goals. They haven't conceded a single one. We obviously conceded that late consolation goal to end the episode. And talking about Bayern Munich, we have them to probably start next episode. I know we are here, but I know that Darmstadt's next game, but we'll probably quick sim that one. And the first game of the episode will be a very, very early title battle game for us against Bayern Munich. We'll also have the beginning of the Europa League. We also have the beginning of the DFB Pokal as well. So we'll probably play all 3 of those games next episode, and then that will be that. We also have a scout report that I will do at the beginning of next episode as well. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and peace out.